Good morning, friends. This is Anna Ruiz. Happy Sunday. If you are watching this, I hope that you enjoy and that you find a lot of really wonderful information in this. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It is 10 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share my computer view here. Okay, so let's go ahead and present. All right, so welcome to doTERRA. You are probably super excited having your oils now available and ready. This is a wellness consult with the lifestyle and membership overview. My name is Anna Ruiz, and I am a certified essential oil educator and a wellness advocate. Now, we want to congratulate you because your decision to participate in this self-directed holistic healthcare opens up a lot of new possibilities and a lot of ways to live a more empowered lifestyle. doTERRA, which means gift of the earth in Latin, offers natural solutions so that you can take full care of yourself and improve your physical, mental, and emotional health. Goals of the class. We're going to learn tools and resources, how to use your diffuser, DIYs, some dilution basics, oil basics and safety, overview of the basic oils. We're going to go over your live guide with the wellness pyramid, the loyalty reward program, and how to use your account and log in. And then hosting program, and then next steps. Now, tools. These are just some tools that we wanted to highlight that are super economical and really nice to have on hand. The stickers, those are super inexpensive. Those are great to label your bottle caps. It's really important, especially if it's like dark or you can't find a specific oil because none of them have labels. Or if you're putting them in that wood box, the doTERRA wood box, that's super inexpensive too. It just helps keep them organized and know where they are, right, if they're labeled. So really highly recommend those items. Also, I recommend getting some fractionated coconut oil. This is something that's super key. As you are going through this presentation, you'll see how much we use fractionated coconut oil for everything. So definitely recommend that. And then getting the little pump. So the pump makes it easier and less messy, and it helps for more accuracy too. Because if you look at those amber bottles up on the top right, they're pretty small, the opening or the where you could put the essential oil and the coconut oil. So you can just imagine that sometimes it could spill out or get a little messy. So if you had that pump, it just makes it easier. And then the doTERRA hand and body lotion. doTERRA has several different lotions. The one here is the unscented version, which is great. This is great for applying essential oils and then the lotion, and then putting that on your feet or on your back or any area that you're trying to target. It just, it's a really good carrier. So it's also good for, nighttime when you're putting it on your kids, on their feet. It's just a moisturizer with some essential oil that you can add. So it's a nice carrier. And these are some materials and samples. What's really nice is that these are available for purchase. You can order the living guide in your back office in your doTERRA account, or you can just download them too if you want to go eco. And this is a link where you can type in and have access to most, if not all, of the living magazines that have been created. And there's tons of recipes, and they do come out every quarter. So there's a summer, spring, fall, and winter edition, and they are just full of recipes, doctor's tips, pet care, things that you could really just dive into and find so many great ideas. Now below where the A to Z guide starts, if you have enrolled with a kit, you were most likely given this as a reference guide or the Modern Essentials Handbook. Both are great. The A to Z guide is wonderful. It has a lot of different ailments and topics of concern, and it has different essential oils and which to use. Modern Essentials looks a little different in how it's laid out, but virtually the same. Now, the little deep blue sample, cute little sample bags, if you received your kit, you most likely received a little goodie bag from the person that enrolled you, your wellness advocate. So this would have included some vials, some empty vials, some samples, and maybe some other little goodies like maybe cough drops, nasal inhaler, maybe a room spray, some deep blue rub samples, toothpaste samples, things like that. So we'll talk about those in a sec. Now, the power of a diffuser. If you enrolled with a kit, hopefully it was one with a diffuser. If you do not have a diffuser, there are some good reasons why to have a diffuser. So using a diffuser can actually support your mood, benefit your health, and actually purify the air around you. So very important. To use your diffuser, you're going to want to open it up. So open up the top part, and then you'll fill the container with cold water up to the line or the red point. And each diffuser, no matter which one doTERRA has, it will have a fill maximum line. You don't want to exceed that. You'll add 4 to 10 drops of an oil or mixture of several oils, depending on what you're addressing or looking to enhance the air with. And then you'll set the time. Some diffusers go for 12 hours with intermittent diffusing. Some go 4 hours. So it just depends how you want to set your timer. My diffuser I currently have right now is the Loose. That's what's going in my background. And that goes for 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, or continuously on. So just push the setting that's best for you. Now, if you have pets, do not enclose them in a room with a diffuser, and use caution with some oils, especially with cats. They are more sensitive. The oils that you should not use and avoid with cats would be oregano, thyme, tea tree, peppermint, and wintergreen. And these are oils that should not be diffused around your cat. Make sure you have an open door so that your pets can come in and out freely and they don't get trapped in a room. That's not very good. And they have an area to escape to if they're uncomfortable or don't like the scent. And then clean your diffuser every 1 to 2 weeks with 1 tablespoon of white vinegar and water. You'll turn on the diffuser and run it for 5 to 10 minutes. This will help keep your diffuser clean and running well. And then you empty that water out and clean with a soft cloth inside and out. So the power of diffuser, very, very important. Now, DIYs, let's go right into it. So if you had received your kit, your wellness advocate most likely sent you a goodie packet with some of these items. One of the ones is a nasal inhaler. And as you can see down below, there's 2 different versions of a nasal inhaler. There's the white one with no label, and then there's the pretty little blue one. It comes in different colors as well. So either one you have, they both work the same. So what you'll do with the nasal inhaler, you leave the wick inside of the nasal inhaler tube, and then you drop essential oils over the wick and cover it with the cap until it snaps. And then you can label it. If your wellness advocate sent you a label, you can go ahead and write what it is, label it, and then you can unscrew the top to you can unscrew the cover, and then you can insert the tube in 1 nostril at a time, and you'll cover the opposite nostril and inhale deeply. And you repeat this, and this should last about 4 to 6 weeks. And these are some recipes for different nasal inhalers. So the first one's a Happy Nose one, and these are oils that most likely came with your kit, so this is wonderful. 6 drops of lavender, you'll put that on the wick, 6 drops of peppermint, 6 drops of lemon, and 3 drops of Breathe. Now you'll pop the wick back into its little area, snap the cap, and then you're good to go. For head tension relief, this is another recipe that's really wonderful. 3 drops of peppermint, 3 drops of frankincense, 3 drops of lavender, and then Roman chamomile. So 3 drops of Roman chamomile, or if you don't have that, you can use 3 drops of deep blue. If you'd like Roman chamomile, at the end we can chat about how to add that into your cart, because that is one that is not very commonly purchased in a kit, but a really great one for many things. Now, some other DIYs. If you notice down to the right, the little glass spray bottle, you might have received that from your wellness advocate. It might look a little different. So easy hand sanitizer, there's a recipe for that, and also a calming linen spray recipe. Both I love. So the hand sanitizer, super easy. You just use 20 drops of On Guard, which you already have hopefully in your kit that you received. And then you'll use 5 to 10 drops of fractionated coconut oil, or you can sub that for 1 tablespoon of aloe vera gel. Now this keeps it very emollient and moisturizing, and it helps to not dry out the hands. And then you'll fill the remainder of the bottle with distilled water, or optional, you can fill 1/3 of the way with 70% proof rubbing alcohol, and then the rest with water. And you can do that with a 4-ounce spray bottle. Now for calming linen spray, you're going to add a pinch of salt into the glass container, and then you'll follow that with 15 to 20 drops of lavender or serenity. This helps to kind of mix the oil with the water and help it to dissolve, because we all know oil and water don't really mix. So the salt helps that, kind of becomes its little carrier. And then you'll gently swirl that and shake for about 10 to 15 seconds until it's well incorporated. And then you'll fill the rest with distilled or purified water. Go ahead and take a picture of that. Now, roller balls. Roller balls are amazing. So you can add essential oils first and then top the rest with the carrier oil, like fractionated coconut oil, or as we abbreviate it, FCO. You'll see that a lot throughout the slide. So if you don't have any fractionated coconut oil, highly suggest writing that down so that you're wellness advocate and you can go over how to put that in your loyalty reward order. And then according to the dilution needs, you'll follow that. And then you'll find rollerball recipes on doTERRA's blog or on the social media outlets, or also in your reference guide, or you could just ask your wellness advocate too. So depending on what you're looking to achieve, just first look in your book, then look at the blogs. And if you can't find anything, then reach out to the person that enrolled you. Now, this is a good dilution ratio for everyday use. It's the 5 to 10% dilution, and then fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. So if you're looking to make a roller ball for stress and overwhelm, you'll use 10 to 20 drops of adaptive and then fill the rest of that bottle with fractionated coconut oil. For rest and sleep, you'll do 10 to 20 drops of either lavender or serenity, or both, so 10 and 10, and then fill with fractionated coconut oil. And then seasonal threats, you'll divide that 20 drops into however many oils it's recommending. So here we see 4 oils. We see lemon, peppermint, lavender, and On Guard. So we'll do 5 drops of each of them till we achieve 20 drops total. And then for discomfort and pain, you're going to use either 10 drops of Deep Blue and 10 of Copaiba, or you can just do 1 oil and do 20 drops of that. And this is this is a 5 to 10% dilution. The glass bottle that you see in the image, that holds 200 drops. It's a 10 milliliter. So if you ever want to do the math, you'll go 200 drops times 0.05 for 5% dilution, and we find that would be 10 drops. If we're doing 10%, you'll do 200 drops times 0.10, and that's 20. So that's how you quickly figure out the dilution ratio. You just take however many drops fit in the bottle. So a 10 milliliter will be 200 drops, and then multiply that by the percentage you're looking. Now, always dilute for babies, children, and elderly and pets. For any skin irritation, use a carrier oil, not water, because water and oil do not mix and it will intensify. And then with any hot or sensitive oil such as oregano, clove, cinnamon, cassia, thyme, Deep Blue, mint, or On Guard, you'll want to dilute. They can be hot. How oils are best absorbed. If you notice on the image to the right, you'll see no dilution, and the essential oil is barely making it through the skin or the dermis. If you look at the next image, that's with fractionated coconut oil. Very much is staying on the skin and less is being evaporated, right? That's what this image is showing us. So oils are best absorbed these ways. So if you're not diluting your oil and putting it directly on your skin, it's only being absorbed at about a 4% ratio. If you're using fractionated coconut oil and applying to a certain area of the skin, this is good. It's absorbed at a 10% ratio. If you want a bigger absorption rate, all you have to do is cover that area. So If you're using essential oils on your feet, on your shoulder, on your back, use carrier oil. So you use, let's say, peppermint oil. You'll apply fractionated coconut oil to your hand. You'll apply it to the area of concern, and you will cover that with a shirt, a sock, or something warm so that it doesn't evaporate. And that jumps your absorption rate to 70%. So this is ideal. Now, this is going into dilution a little further depending on age. So for babies 0 to 12 months, you'll want to do 1 to 5 drops. Now, for small children, 1 to 5 years old, you'll do 5 to 10 drops. For kids 6 to 11, age 6 to 11, you'll do 10 to 20 drops. For youth and adults 12 and over, they can do 20 to 40 drops in a glass container. And then the elderly and pregnant, we're going to be cognizant of their skin and also their age and things like that. So you'll want to do 10 to 20 drops and then fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And add the essential oils to the 10 milliliter roller balls first, right? We always want to do the oil first and then top the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And then if you have any questions or want to know a little bit more about, pregnancy or elderly or babies and how they can also benefit from essential oil use and doTERRA, you can check out Oils for Every Age. It's on the Essential Pearl YouTube channel, and you can learn some more about oils and what should be avoided or have caution if pregnant or nursing, or you can also speak to your wellness advocate. This is a great dilution chart for essential oils. Go ahead and take a picture of this. We're going to focus on the 10 milliliter, right? So that glass bottle, the roller ball we've been looking at this whole time. So this in gold that's highlighted for us is what we will focus on. So if you are treating something that is acute and that you are trying to see results quickly, you'll want an extra strong or strong amount of dilution. So either 10% or 25%. That would be either 50 drops of essential oil or 20 drops of essential oil, and the rest filled with fractionated coconut oil. Now, for normal everyday use, we're going to be in that 5 to 10% ratio, right? So if we're staying at the normal dilution rate of 5%, that's going to be 10 drops in a glass bottle, and then it goes lower and lower. What I want to highlight is the TP, the toothpick part. So it starts in the sensitive 2 to 6 years, the sensitive 3 to 24 months, and the very sensitive, which is newborn 0 to 3 months. So you will absolutely want to use this method of using a toothpick. What you will do is you will open your essential oil bottle cap, and if you notice inside, there's a little orifice. So insert a toothpick in the essential oil bottle orifice and allow it to be absorbed, or allow it to absorb the oil for a few minutes. Then what you'll do is you'll take that toothpick out and swirl the toothpick in the roller ball or the container you're wanting to fill with your DIY, and then pre-fill with carrier oil. So let it mix. And this is a wonderful way to just have really good safety practices for people with sensitivities and babies. Now, if you look down below to the left, you'll see the different amounts that fit in different sizes of bottles. So doTERRA only has 5, 10, and 15 milliliter bottles. That's normally the standard that they use. So if you look, 5 milliliters can hold 100 drops or 1 teaspoon or 1/6 of an ounce. If you're using a 10 milliliter roller ball, like we've been highlighting this whole time, that's 200 drops in there. If it's a 15 milliliter bottle, that's going to be 300 drops. So when you're doing your percentages, you can always take the amount of drops that normally fit in the bottle, multiply it by the dilution rate, right? So if we're doing it strong, so 300 drops times 0.10, and you'd get 30, right? All right. Now, essential oil tips. Effectiveness, safety, and best practices. So for effectiveness, always use your reference guide to find solutions for your concerns as they arise, right? We're trying to empower you to find solutions for your health. Now, use different oils. So not one oil will work for the same person. So if we keep that in mind, we'll be able to find an oil and try an oil until we find the desired results. So you can try different oils or have a different application method as well. And you can massage that essential oil into that area to increase benefit and promote rapid absorption and circulation. And then to affect the whole body quickly, apply oils either under your tongue or the bottom of your feet or your spine or your navel. If you are applying essential oils into your belly button or navel, I highly suggest you dilute. And then for safety, avoid contact with the eyes, inside of the nose and ears, or any sensitive parts. Always dilute with fractionated coconut oil for sensitive skin and for a sustained absorption. And then you can refer to the doTERRA sensitivity guidelines. And then for convenience, the doTERRA touchline has already been pre-diluted. And the touchline comes in many different oils. So it comes in the emotional oils, the children's oils, those are all pre-diluted. So there's lots of different avenues we can go. And then avoid sun exposure for several hours after applying any of the citrus oils. So that could be lemon, wild orange, bergamot, lime, grapefruit, or other citrus oils topically. And doTERRA has several oils that I haven't mentioned that are citrus. When you set up your LRP order, sometimes for the free product of the month, it'll be a one-off or a very special citrus like red mandarin that we don't have. So that would also apply. Any citrus is photosensitive. So do not go outside right after applying. And then read the labels and follow recommendations, right? If we're using something that is internal, make sure it has a supplement fact. If you're going to the grocery store and you're looking at a box of cereal and checking out the sodium, you see that box that says supplement fact. If your essential oil has that same supplement fact, it is safe to ingest. And if you have any questions, just let your wellness advocate know and double check, okay? Now, keep your oils at their best by avoiding exposure to extreme temperatures or direct sunlight. So this is best practices. You don't want to leave your essential oils in the car. I've done that many times and it just changes it. So do not leave anything in your car in the heat. It will kind of change the chemistry of it a little bit. And then use glass containers with your oils as they can break down some plastics over time. And also you can use stainless steel. Glass is always preferred though, because it's just easier to find sometimes. So if you're doing your DIYs or you're drinking water, use a glass container or stainless steel. Plastic eventually will break down and leach out into your water. And then doTERRA oils are super potent. So use small amounts more frequently for best results, right? So less is more. And then basic essential oils. So lavender, we all know lavender is the Swiss Army knife of oils, right? This is something, if we're going camping or doing any summer activities, you're going to want to have a lavender with you. It's not only soothing to the skin and emotions, but it helps with sunburns or cuts and scrapes and other burns. It helps for a restful night and better sleep, and also seasonal challenges. Lavender is a natural antihistamine, so definitely in your go bag. Now, peppermint is another great camping essential oil for adventure to take. So this is great for headache, mental fatigue, tummy discomfort. It opens the sinuses and airways, and it also helps with that hormonal ups and downs of hot flashes or temperature control. I like to use a little bit of peppermint if it's really hot and put it on the back of my neck with some carrier oil, and I just cool down almost instantly. So that's a great oil to have. Lemon is super great for combining with lavender and peppermint to create a antihistamine kind of support. It's also a great surface cleansing property. It has cleansing properties, so it's good for surfaces. It's also an internal detoxer. So it eliminates petrochemicals. Anything that's stored in our fatty areas, right, that needs to be eliminated, you're going to want to use some lemon in your water and drink that throughout the day. It's also cleansing and purifies the air, and you can do about 1 to 3 drops added to your water several times a day. So this is a really good practice to get in the habit of. Now, deep blue is another one of my favorites. It's an analgesic and anti-inflammatory. It reduces muscle tension and cramping of the joints or muscles. And then it helps with joint discomfort, head tension, and you can use it pre and post workout. And it also is super great for menstrual cramps. If pain from the menstrual cramps is really intense, I like to add some deep blue rub to my lower abdomen and then hit a little bit of peppermint oil and apply that over it. So that's what we call layering essential oils, right? You're layering another layer of wellness. And what wasn't shown in this is that Deep Blue also has a third way of taking it or using it, and that is the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. It's a dietary supplement, and it was created to act much like these reliefs outside, right, on the skin, but the supplement version is to help from the inside out. So it helps with anti-swelling and things like that inside. So I love the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. On Guard is another great one. We all know it's great for sanitizing, cleaning the air, and purifying and that sort of thing. But it's also an antiseptic. It's antibacterial. It's antiviral, high in antioxidants. It's good for sore throat. So this is something internal you can use. It's also great to put as a hand sanitizer in your hand sanitizer mix. It's immune support. And you can take this actually 2 drops 2 times a day, either under your tongue, in an empty veggie capsule if you don't like the flavor of it, or in hot tea. And then Breathe. Breathe is another really great one for respiratory support, opens the airways, opens sinuses, improves lung function. It helps with congestion, seasonal challenges, and you can dilute with fractionated coconut oil and apply this directly to your back or chest or to use in a diffuser if you'd like. So there's many different ways of using your oils. Now, Copaiba. Copaiba is a wonderful oil for reducing feelings of panic, supports your nervous, circulatory, and respiratory system. It's an anti-inflammatory. It reduces tension and stress. And you can take this 2 to 5 drops 1 to 3 times a day if needed. I like to pair this with frankincense for a best effect. So frankincense is antiseptic, it's antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, antidepressant. It helps with emotional balance. It helps with stretch marks, skin issues, spots, wrinkles. It also supports the nervous system and immune system. And you can take this 1 to 2 drops 1 to 3 times a day. And like I said, I love to combine copaiba and frankincense together. If you don't like the flavor, yet again, definitely get some empty veggie capsules. Talk to your wellness advocate about how to add that to your cart. Those are fantastic. You don't have to taste anything. You just put it in the veggie capsule and down the hatchet, right? Now, tea tree is another anti-everything. It's great for many, many things. It's an antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. It helps with acne, skin irritations, cleans, purifies the air, immune support for healthy hair, scalp, and nails. So many benefits to tea tree. Now, Adaptive is a newer one, and this is a fantastic essential oil that also helps support feelings of anxiousness. It supports a positive mood, reduces tension and stress, improves focus. It's calming to anxious feelings. It promotes relaxation, aids in adapting the body to difficult situations, as is the name Adaptive. So it helps in adapting the body. Now, oregano is our hot oil, so definitely dilute. This guy is an antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral, antioxidant, lots of the antis here. And it's also a supportive to intestinal parasites in ridding that. It's also immune support. It helps with some skin issues like skin tags, but definitely dilute. It is hot and it burns. Now, Digest Zen is one that I won't leave the house without. You never know when something tummy-wise will happen. So Digest Zen reduces stomach discomfort, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, gas, colic, acidic stomach. And you can take 1 to 2 drops internally and also rub directly on your tummy. I like to use fractionated coconut oil just so it spreads to the area and it doesn't evaporate quickly. Now, ready to discover self-directed health. Envision a life where finding solutions is simple, right? With a reference guide and a box of doTERRA certified pure tested grade essential oils at your fingertips, you are now prepared to address 80% of your health problems or health priorities. And that's 80%. So I just want to highlight that. For those times when you need support from a specialist, partner with a practitioner who supports you in finding the best scientific and natural solutions. So this is the wellness pyramid, friends, and well-being is made up of good lifestyle and good health choices. So your daily habits make a difference. And if you live by these principles and use the powerful doTERRA products, you can actually experience new levels of integrity and health. So we're going to cover this kind of in depth here. So what I want you to do before we begin is just rate yourself in each of these categories. 1 being you're not doing so hot in this category, but would like to improve. And 10 being you're on it, you're way over it, and you're just keeping it in mind, and you're fine in this regard, right? So eating right. I want you to take a second and just write down how you would number or rate yourself in eating right category. So do you eat right? Do you maybe eat a lot of fast food? Are you really busy? Do you not have time to meal prep? Are you maybe like a 4 or a 5? Maybe could improve, right? Put that down or write it down somewhere. Or if you have your live guide, go ahead and open it to this page. It should be on the first page. What about exercise? Are you someone that is exercising often? Maybe not so much. Are you working from home and it's harder to exercise? You know, how are we rating ourselves there? And then rest and managing stress. We just came out of a very traumatic year. So how are we feeling? Are we managing? Are we coping? Are we sleeping well? Are we doing great in this avenue? Right? Write that down, what your number is. And then reducing toxic load. What that means is, are we trying to eat healthier, non-genetically modified? Are we eating a lot of dairy, meat products? Are we doing more vegetarian? Are we using laundry detergents heavily scented, fabric softeners heavily scented? Are we using more natural soaps, face care products, makeup products? You know, are they vegan? Are they, I mean, there's so many different ways to reduce toxic load. So that's just what that means. Are we just more earth conscious in that regard? And then informed self-care. Are we trying to better our situation, right? Are we informing ourselves? Are we doing research? Are we trying to better our circumstances, right? I mean, just having our doTERRA essential oils, we're already like way above. So we're doing really good, but could we improve, right? And then lastly, proactive medical care. How are we in our medical care? If we have something that's of concern, are we reaching out to a medical practitioner or specialist? Maybe now that we have our essential oils, we can have that conversation with our doctors and our practitioners about how to integrate synergistically our oils with our wellness care, right? So all of this really does matter. And like it says, this is a wellness pyramid. So you can't do one without something else falling apart or not being supported or sustained, right? It's a pyramid. It has to all be together and in the same direction on the up and up, right? So we're going to talk about this a little more in depth. Now, eating right. There is not enough, I can't stress it enough that like eating right is so important for all of the things above. So doTERRA has, what they created, thankfully, was the Lifelong Vitality Trio. And it's 3 different vitamins in this pack. They are fabulous. There are not any vitamins that I've ever loved or been able to take and felt the way I should be feeling, right? So the Lifelong Vitality is a trio made up of omegas, alpha CRS, which is our immune support and anti-inflammatory support, and then our microplex VMZ, which is our vitamin and mineral complex. So we all know that the food we're eating currently isn't at a level that it should be, right? It's missing a lot of nutrients, fiber, it's missing amino acids, it's missing many, many things. And so what's beautiful about these vitamins, this trio pack, is that they are our daily nutrients that our body needs to produce and be at its highest level. And this really goes down to cellular form, right? I mean, if we're eating right, but our digestion isn't working, then we're not getting those nutrients. And it's really it's counterproductive. it's not benefiting us. If anything, it's stagnant and it's not doing anything for us. So doTERRA also has, which I highly recommend getting as well, is enzymes. And they have what's called Terrazyme and PB Assist. Now, Terrazyme is an enzyme support that helps break down our food and helps it go to where it needs to go. Now, if we're not eating enough foods with enzymes, then our body is actually stealing enzymes from other areas, like maybe our metabolic enzymes, which we need that for energy. So if our body is not getting what it needs, it won't be producing at a level that it needs to, and it'll actually be taking resources from other different parts of the body. So we really want to make sure that we're feeding our body good nutrients that are helping and sustaining that specific system. Okay. Now, the PB Assist is another one that I highly, highly recommend. It's for everybody. There's even a children's line, and it tastes like a pixie stick. And I highly recommend that you get your children and your family on proper nutrition. But the adult version of the PB Assist is fantastic. It's a capsule within another capsule. And the reason that they created this dual encapsulated chamber is because a lot of probiotics on the market today don't have enough force to get down to where it needs to in your intestine to populate, right? The stomach acids in your stomach dissolve and eat away at that good bacteria before it even has a chance to repopulate. So what doTERRA did was they made a prebiotic within the probiotic. So the prebiotic helps populate the upper intestine where it needs to, and then it travels slowly down what's remaining to the lower intestine where it can populate that good bacteria culture. So I highly recommend all of these. And it may look like a lot of pills, but taking your health in control is the best thing you can do. I always say that it's better to take supplements and things that are actually helping support your body rather than things that are not supporting your body and having to take pills of another kind, right? So if you just keep that in mind. And then for exercise, right? If we're trying to up our exercise and get out there and get some cardio and some good workout, maybe we need a little support with pain management, right? So a good one is Deep Blue. And Deep Blue is so supportive, like the polyphenol complex that I was talking about, the supplement form is fantastic. If I know I'm having a long day at work and I have to run around like a crazy person and my feet are probably going to hurt later on in the day, I will take 2 capsules before I get to work. And if I need to, I'll apply Deep Blue to my lower back. And it makes the world of difference to be prepared. Also, doTERRA has this new line that they created, and it's called Targeted Wellness Support. And they have pain management already ready to go. And it comes in a little kit. It's for 3 months, and they send you exactly what you need for specific targeted things like pain management, immunity support, rest and sleep. There's others. There's there is, I believe, the newest one is for respiratory support. So there's all sorts of things that doTERRA has, and they cut out the guessing game, right? It's just, if you need help with this, you can just order your targeted wellness, and it gets sent to you, and each month it's something different in your little baggie. So I love it. Now, for rest and managing stress, like I said, I do that targeted wellness support for rest and sleep. And I have had the best sleep I've ever had. I sleep so good. And some of the things that are really supportive for better rest and managing stress is balance, right? It's shown here. Balance is great for calming and grounding. It's all the woods, right? It's the wood scents, the wood oils. And if you think about it, when you go out on a hike or out for a walk in nature, you normally come back and feel more grounded, more like you, more in tune. And that's because wood oils, because they're so deep rooted and grounded, they impart that to us. So they're very grounding and very supportive of our mood. And I love balance. So if you don't have balance, I highly recommend writing that down. Now, reducing toxic load, we talked about lemon a little bit in the prior slides. This is something that you'll want to do every day. You'll want to start your day with maybe a couple drops of lemon in warm water, or add a lemon throughout the day in your water bottle. Make sure it's a glass water container. And this will help to release those toxins that have been building up either for a long time or just from the night before. Now, informed self-care, right? Are we doing our best to help our body, right? So this kind of goes along with the vitamins, right? So vitamins are really helping us emotionally, physically, and also our body to heal, right? Well, also, so is On Guard and frankincense as pictured here. So you can use doTERRA On Guard to support immunity health, and frankincense is to support cellular health. So these two have wonderful functions, and they do many more things than that. But this is just kind of where we want to start, right? Most of us have these in our kit, On Guard and frankincense. So you'll want to take these, maybe a couple drops under your tongue before bed, or if you want to, don't like the flavor of it, put it in a veggie capsule, right? Or if you find it easier, apply it to the bottoms of your feet with some fractionated coconut oil. Now, design your wellness plan. In your Live Guide, it breaks this down in a bigger size. So I know this looks small, but if you have your Live Guide, you can open it up to page 14 and 15. And this is just some recommendations for those things we talked about, right? What I wanted to highlight was the rest and managing sleep. So if you notice the second one, it's like a little box and it has some roller balls. This is what we were talking about with doTERRA. Has a whole line of pre-diluted touch line things. So for children and people with sensitive skin, or just people on the go that don't want to make their own DIYs or whatnot, they have a touch version. So the emotional support, the emotional stress and support kit, that's touch in a touch version. Now, if you look on page 15 at the bottom where it says Informed Self-Care, all the way at the bottom, you can get the 10 basic oils already pre-diluted in a touch version. So there's many different things you can do with doTERRA's touch line. If you look on foundational nutrition at the bottom, you'll see the PB Assist for children that I was talking about. It's the probiotic version for children that tastes like a pixie stick, and that's so supportive for like skin issues, digestive issues, a lot of issues that we're facing that we might have enrolled with the kit for come from digestive health, right? So we want to make sure that we're giving our body the nutrients with our vitamins, but we're also focusing on digestive support. And then personalized protocol. If you have received your kit, you most likely received a wellness consult. It's in your Live Guide. It's on page 16. Now, if you are on this webinar and you would have some time and you haven't gone over this wellness consult with your wellness advocate that enrolled you, and you have some time, I suggest after this webinar, reach out to your wellness advocate and schedule a 30-minute consultation with your wellness advocate to go over your specific protocol in detail. This was probably handwritten for you, so the wellness advocate that enrolled you just wants to go over it so that we all understand how to move forward in your personalized healthcare. So this wellness consult, what it consists of is what you have or you need, right? So you have your oils, now what, right? And then how to use the oils for your body and your health conditions or your health concerns, right? And then recommendations to support your goals. And then suggestions that support your protocol, right? That could be like a veggie capsule, right? That's something super inexpensive, but so important, right? And then note, do not recommend, and this is huge, guys. This is very huge. As you start loving your oils, you're going to want to recommend them to people, right? And you're going to want to sample them, right? But do not recommend or give oils to others without first talking to your wellness consultant, right? Your membership is for you and those living in your household only. And this goes more along the lines where if you have your account, you want to order stuff for other people in your account. And this is just something that we don't want to do because we don't know their health concerns in depth. We haven't talked to our wellness advocate about it. They could be on medications that could contraindicate or have a reaction, right? So we want to just make sure that everyone is aware and we're moving in the right direction forward. Now, this is how your account works, right? You set up your doTERRA account and you have your wholesale account, right? Which was the less expensive option. We're not paying retail, which is great, right? So that's option one, where we're saving 25%. We're wholesale members now, and you purchase as many times as you want during your annual membership year, and you save 25% off retail price, right? This is fantastic. Option two is even more fantastic because instead of saving only 25%, you save between 35 and 55%. So that's like over half. Like that's great. And that is through the loyalty reward program. And you purchase, you earn, and you exchange. So let's go into that. LRP highlights. So it's free. So you participate for free. It can be canceled at any time. You select what you want each month. It is not directly just chosen for you. You receive reward points that can be exchanged for oils and other products with your purchase of at least 50 PV. You can qualify for a free oil every month with the purchase of 125 PV or point value between the 1st and the 15th of the month. It requires purchase of one thing per month minimum. And for a lot of people, they get scared when they hear that because they're like, well, what if I don't want to buy anything? Well, if you think about it, you go to the market and you buy toothpaste on a regular basis, or deodorant on a regular basis, or laundry detergent that's fully laced with toxins on a regular basis, right? And wouldn't it be more sustainable to use it through your own account and actually get rewarded back for purchasing a natural like product with essential oils in it? So I just like to share that because it could be something so small as like a bar of soap, right? And that soap is made with essential oils, and it's a healthier way of, having your bath time. So I just think it just makes sense. And then you can buy as many times as you want each month, and the shipping costs are reimbursed to you in points. So you're just being rewarded just for using your account. And I love that. And I want to highlight when it says PV, right? So if it says 50 PV or 125 PV, that means point value. So not all things are dollar per point in doTERRA, so you want to be conscious of that. Most things are, but some things are not. So just make sure. We'll go over that here in a second. Now, how do I get 30% back in free product credits, right? Your loyalty reward percentages grows over time from the first month you order after enrolling. Your starting percentage depends on the kit you started with. So whatever percentage you start at, you will increase by 5% every 3 months until you reach the maximum of 30% LRP rewards. Now, if you look below, earn up to 30% in free product credits. Your reward percentages grows over time. So 25% wholesale is what you and everybody else is always getting, right? Because we're wholesale members now. That is what we save no matter what. But on month 1 and 3, we're getting 10% also that we're saving. So really we're saving 35% total for 3 months if we order continuously in our loyalty reward program, right? Now, the next 4 to 6 months, we up it and we're saving 15%, right? Because every 3 months, we're going up 5% more that we're saving. So month 4 and 6, we're going up 15%. So we're really saving 40% when we're buying in our loyalty rewards orders. And then it just goes up and up from there. So month 7 through 9, we're now getting 20% of a discount. Month 10 and 12, we're getting 25% of a discount. So really, at month 10 and 12 is when we should really get excited because we're saving 50%. So whatever we order, let's say we're ordering 100 PV, right? And we're now saving 50%, we're getting the rest back in points. So it's just fabulous. It's just fabulous. And then month 13 and over, we're already at that 55% savings. So that's just crazy. It's amazing. doTERRA is just so good to us. And then how do I redeem my loyalty reward points? In your virtual shopping cart, you select use points on the products you would like to redeem your loyalty rewards points. New points are added the 15th of the following month after each order placement. What that means is if this month you order 100 PV, then you'll be getting those points. It'll reflect next month on the 15th, and then you can use those on free products. Now, learn more. On the back of your Live Guide, your wellness advocate wrote down your member ID number and your password. Now, we're going to try and log in here at, well, not right this second, but we're going to try after this to log in to your account so that you can authenticate it. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to go to doTERRA.com and then use the member ID number and your password to log in. Now, this is really important. This right here, your key support and other support and upcoming and local classes and events and team calls and Facebook group. So your key support would be your wellness advocate that enrolled you. Your other support would be your other support line, just in case your key one isn't available. So it'd be someone that you can reach out to as backup, okay? Now, upcoming local or online classes, upcoming local or online classes and events, we are as a team starting our continuing education. So stay tuned for that. And then for our team call website and Facebook groups, these are very important. If you do not have a Facebook group, I highly encourage you just to have a Facebook group for your doTERRA community, because if your key support and your other support are not available, and it's something that you have a question on and it's pertinent and it's important and they haven't gotten back to you, what you can always do is you can go to the Facebook group and put your question in the comments, and a physician or a naturopathic doctor or a chiropractic doctor, or depending on what it is, a specialist in our community that's there, we have several of them, would answer your question if we or your upline or your other support wasn't available. So I highly recommend having a Facebook account just specifically for this if you don't have one already. So our Facebook group would be the Essential Pearl and Essential Wellness PDX. And then you can always follow doTERRA as well, as they have many wonderful DIYs and other educational information that they have. And then something else I highly recommend you taking note of would be educational website. So it's essentialwellness.life, and the password for any of the webinars is success, all lowercase. This is where you can find specific topics like hormones, babies, pregnancy. You can look up cancer or different topics, and some of the wellness advocates and physicians talk more in depth of protocols, and also people that have gone through specific things with or specific ailments and how they used essential oils. So I highly recommend taking that down. It's essentialwellness.life. And then we have live weekly calls every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's the Zoom ID and the password, or in the ID, excuse me, just the ID. And then continuing education classes. As I mentioned, we are starting these up again, but if you'd like to see the recorded ones that we already have had in the past, you would go to the Essential Pearl, which is our YouTube channel. Now, your membership, this is how you log in. So you'll need your membership ID number and your password, and this is when you go to doTERRA.com to place your order or to use doTERRA Shop app. So you go to your account, and from this panel, you can also change the language settings. So if it's in English, you can click where it says United States English. You click that and you can change it to the language of your choice. Step 2, you're going to want to authenticate your account and choose text or call verification code. Text is always best. Then you don't miss the call and it's faster. So to authenticate your account, since you have not logged in to use it yet, you will want to do that, and it'll give you a code and you'll just enter the code in. Use your member number and password to log in. Never click enroll, right? So never click enroll. You already have an account. Don't enroll again. And then see the last page of your Live brochure for this information, or the email sent to you by doTERRA.com or doTERRA. Step 3, to get started, simply create a new LRP order, or creating a one-time order which does not earn your shipping or reward points. What this means is you never use create one-time order. You never click this button. You don't get rewarded. You don't get your shipping points back. Like, you get nothing by doing a one-time order, like absolutely nothing. So there's no point. The whole purpose of your doTERRA account is to have you save money and live better and reward you with points. And if you create a one-time order, it's doing none of that. So you'll want to hit create new LRP, right? You're going to want to click that. So if you enroll in LRP, do not use one-time order. Always use your LRP template to place orders to maximize savings and rewards. This is basically what I've been saying, but just right there. So keep that in mind. Now, step 4, when you authenticate your account and you're clicking create a new LRP order, this will pop up. This is a calendar. Choose a processing date between the 1st and the 15th, which are purple. They're always in purple, to help you qualify for the free product of the month if your order is 125 PV or over, so 125 point value or over. Then you're going to go below where it says save date and shop, and then you're going to start filling your cart with things you need. Your wellness box is charged and shipped on this date each month. Write the date down in your calendar or set it a reminder on your phone. And you need to make changes to your order before this date that you've chosen processes so that you can avoid duplicate shipments. And it's not hard. Basically, you just want to remember what date you picked. If it's the purple, you'll qualify for the free product of the month. If it's the dark colored ones, then you will not qualify for a product of the month, right? You can always go in and change the date, but do it at least the day before, or else it'll remember what you ordered last month and ship it to you. So avoid that. And you can change the date to whatever you would like. Step 5, how to add things to your bag. So add items and go to your bag or to review order. So you can either hit bag or review order to see what's in your cart. You can use the search tool, which is that little magnifying glass, shop drop-down menu, or the image icons to add products. So there's different ways that you can add products in this screen. Now, step 6. On this screen, you can see everything that's in your cart. You can add something to your bag quickly by using the quick add. Estimated shipping and loyalty reward points are earned are what you'll receive on the 15th of the following month. So remember, I talked about that. So if you ordered 100 PV this month, it'll tell you your estimated loyalty points earned, and that'll reflect next month so that you can use those and spend them if you want next month. The points earned depend on the rewards percentage you're at. So between 10 and 30%. So if you're starting out, you're probably at the 10% range, or if you're in the middle, you're probably like at the 20, 25, or 30 range. And then you click save and process. You can always process it earlier if you'd like, with the proceed to checkout button if it's within the same month. So just take a picture of this if you need to. And then to make changes, remember to edit your order before the ship date to avoid duplicate shipments. Important. Click on edit order. This is how you make changes. Add at least one new item and then remove the previous month's items, because it will not allow you to delete everything out of the cart. Do not create a new LRP template unless you want to activate a second shipping template. And I would just recommend not creating one. Talk to your wellness advocate if you want to add something that you forgot in the same month, right? And we can just adjust it. Don't create a new one unless you're really wanting a second one, okay? And then you do not have to wait for your specific ship date. You can always process today to override the ship date in the system. If processed in the same month, it will not trigger your normal shipping order later that month. So that's good to know. So if you process something in the same month, it won't trigger your normal shipping order later in the month. So that's nice. And then to change your ship date, that's the icon that you would click on. To see accumulated reward points, that's where that would show. To use points on qualified items, you'd click the drop down and select. If you have one Capiva, you would just select one use points. Now for rewards, see PV, not dollar. So this is important. So when you're trying to qualify for the free product of the month, you want to make sure that the PV, the purple, is at 125. Not the subtotal amount, because dollar and points are not always the same. It's not dollar for dollar on everything, or dollar for point. So you want to make sure that you have the right amount of PV so that you qualify for that free product. And then to exchange points. So 1 PV minimum order required to exchange points. It's a $3 fee to exchange your points. So I recommend if you're saving up your points like a little piggy bank, use it when it's big enough and it's accumulated just so that the $3 are worth it. And then the order must be processed immediately. A points order cannot be saved for future shipping. And then certain things cannot be purchased with points. And that would be like the vitamin kits, the diffuser, or a one-time purchase, or maybe a limited or promotional item product. And then you have 1 year from the date you received your points to exchange them. I don't think that this is a huge issue because most of us like to use our points right away. So, but just keep in mind, it's only good for a year. And then doTERRA rewards you for making your health and wellness a priority. So that's how you can exchange your points for free on essential oils and other products. And now the Hostess program. So schedule your class and receive your free gift. So doTERRA is so generous in many ways, but one of the awesome ways as well is the Hostess program. So if you are new to doTERRA and you are loving your products and you want to host a class, no doubt you have done a class with your wellness advocate, either via Zoom or over the phone. We can set up a time that works for you if you want to invite a few guests. Now, these are the prizes. They can vary depending on what's available, but 1 to 2 new guests gets you a free keychain. And a keychain is so handy, especially if you're out camping or somewhere and you don't want to carry all your oils. You can just put your little vials in your keychain, have them ready to go whenever. If you invite 3 to 4 guests, then you get to choose one of these gifts and so on and so forth. So at your class, choose from a selection of the following free gifts. And then new guests, I want to highlight, new guests are those that do not have their own doTERRA account, are 18 and over, and have the ability to open an account themselves. So just keep that in mind. Next steps. So this is what we're going to need to do if we haven't done this already with your wellness advocate. We're scheduling a 20 to 30-minute personalized consultation with your wellness advocate and going over your protocols. This is also very important. Join our Facebook group. If you do not have Facebook, I highly recommend having a Facebook account just for your doTERRA, because if you need something, you're in a pinch and you can't reach anybody, at least you have a community of healthcare professionals. So these are the communities there. And then you can subscribe to the YouTube channel for our community. It's the Essential Pearl on YouTube, and you can watch the recordings. I have my oils now what, and that is the link. And then organize a class with your wellness advocate and help your friends and family get started and earn prizes, right? And then use your oils. You don't just want them to collect dust on your cabinet. You want to use them. You want to follow your protocol that your wellness advocate detailed out for you. And you want to read the materials that they sent you and handouts, right? Self-care is, power is in learning. And so just make sure you're seeking more information and really finding solutions. And questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to your wellness advocate or the person that invited you to this class, and just reach out to them and let them know that you saw this and that you have some questions or that you want to set up your protocol.